Hey, this is Fiakari with discussing religion with Christians and other monotheists. Um, Generally, my advice is don't. Now, in my regular life, I'm surrounded by Christians and Christianity. I live, um, in what's often called the Bible Belt. Some may accuse me of staying in the broom closet, as it were. The fact is, it's really just I just don't consider it anybody's business. Now, I've debated and discussed religion with Christians online quite a bit, and it's been interesting, and maybe fruitful, but for the amount of effort put in, I don't know that it's necessarily worth it. I can assure you that most monotheists don't want to hear my real opinion about Christianity and monotheism in general. And that opinion is that it is a virus. It is an unnatural abomination that saps our humanity. But the thing is that I'm civil about it enough that most people who've known me for years don't know anything about my religious proclivities. I go to church when the situation calls for it, like a wedding or a funeral or a family gathering of some sort. I guess the bottom line is I hold a view of them very similar to the one that they have of me. That I'm wrong, misguided, evil, something that's harmful to society in general. But I extend to them the same civility that I expect in return. Now, in actually conversing and discussing and debating religion and philosophy with them, I have a couple of pointers. One is don't be unreasonable. Okay, I think a lot of people in the neo-pagan community have an unreasonable expectation, and that unreasonable expectation leads to accusations of intolerance. But I think it's a misunderstanding of what tolerance means. You do have a right to expect tolerance, and there is some real intolerance out there. But what tolerance means is that you're saying that they are wrong. Okay? So if you're expecting them to say something like, well, you may be right, or everybody has their own opinion and everybody's right, or so a lot of the things that we say, like, all the paths go to the same mountain or top of the same mountain or something like that. Don't. That's imposing your worldview onto them. That's not the way their worldview works. And to them, that kind of philosophical point is wrong. And so don't be surprised if they tell you that. And them thinking that you're wrong and telling you that you're wrong, and that you're actually worshiping demons, and you're going to go to hell, and they're concerned for your soul and all that kind of stuff. That's not intolerance. Intolerance is when they apply some kind of usually legal force or sometimes illegal force, to like run you out of town, or some sort of abusing the legal system to get back at you for existing, basically. So here's my general advice on how to deal with that situation. First, understand that when you try to argue logically with them, the problem is that logic only works when you have the same set of base assumptions, the same axioms, the same starting point, basically. Because all that logic is that you start with a given, and then you apply logic to arrive at a conclusion. The problem is that we start with a different set of givens than monotheists do. So that's why it's very difficult, if not impossible, to have any kind of logical discussion with them, because we're coming at it from completely different points of view. And if you look at it in the apologetics argument, you would see that if you broke it down to what are their axioms, what are they starting with as given truths in order to that they're building on logically, you'll see that there are always things that you don't agree with, that we cannot give them as givens. Okay, which is why apologetics always falls apart, because you're trying to apply logic to an illogical construct. So of course it's not going to work. What it always boils down to, and I think what always kind of ends the debate or ends the discussion, for me, is pointing out to them that we can't help what we believe. You want to change my beliefs, but I cannot just willfully decide to believe that you're right. It doesn't work like that, and you can show them that that's true. You can't choose to believe that night is day and day is night, or you cannot choose to believe that the sun is not going to rise in the morning, or that the sky is green and the fields are blue, or anything like that. The point is we believe what we believe because of our experiences in life, and those experiences have led us to our particular points of view, and the only way to change them is if we experience something new that challenges that belief, and that we experience enough evidence to show us that our belief is incorrect, and then we would reasonably, rationally change that belief. And that's what they try to do with apologetics, is to show how is to give us a set of rational argument. But again, like I said, it doesn't ever work, because they start from the wrong point. So that's why it can never work. So I mean, I just explained to me, I do the best I can. I try to live life as best I can, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can't help that. I'd rather be damned for being virtuous and doing right as best I can, rather than be rewarded for following what I think is wrong. Now, that's not to say that you can't have very deep and meaningful and helpful, spiritually growing conversations with monotheists. Not at all. I've had many of my best experiences, best moments in talking to them. But the thing is, that takes a long time to get to. That requires developing a relationship of mutual trust and respect. It's not something that you get just off the streets or from strangers, or in polite dinner conversation, that kind of thing. It's something that takes time. So that is more of something that is a product of our relationships with other people, not in specific people, rather than just a general rule that we can apply. So my original general principle still applies. It's just not a good topic to address with people that you are not on really really close terms with. So anyway, I hope that helps, and good luck. May the gods be with you.